The most gratifying aspect to making this movie, I think, has to be the fact that we got to shoot it here in Los Angeles. The movie is set in Los Angeles. It's set in Hollywood of the late 20s and the early 30s. And in this day and age, when the bottom line is as important as it is, and many studios and financiers want to maximize their dollar investment as much as possible, and they look at places outside of California, whether they're states like Louisiana or Michigan or Georgia or other countries, Canada, even Eastern Europe, Bulgaria, Romania, because there was conversation early in the process before I got involved of possibly shooting just some of the exterior locations here in Los Angeles and then shooting interiors in Romania or Bulgaria. And I think the director fought very strongly to have the entire film shot here. And when that decision was made and there was the opportunity to bring the movie here to Los Angeles and work with actors who are the best in the business and who don't have as many opportunities as they used to because of runaway production, because movies do leave California for other cheaper locations. It was great to see people come together, crew members and actors, and experience this movie and really enjoy the experience of having a movie shot in Los Angeles, shot in Hollywood, about Hollywood. Everyone understood the importance of making sure that the movie would really represent Hollywood in the best way, not just historically with what was on the screen, but also because the director was French and the producer was French and we had French actors with us as well in our leads, that they all left with the understanding and the appreciation that people here, that the crew here, that actors here, that you really care about making movies properly, making them great. And people sometimes forget that when they're always pursuing the cheaper location. They forget sometimes that money isn't, or money shouldn't be the only motivating factor. It should be what is it that the most skilled people bring to the table, and that should sometimes offset the other part of making movies.
That's what made the movie so special, is that it didn't rely on camera tricks and special effects. The music was a character in the movie. The extra was a character in the movie, and the day player was just as important a character in the movie as the supporting players. The director of this movie, Michel Hazanavivius, he was so knowledgeable. He knew, he had a tremendous film knowledge, and he knew actors' faces. He didn't necessarily know their names, but there's character actors in this movie who have been in everything from Hitchcock to right now, like an actor like Ed Lauter. And another friend of mine named Steve Mandillo, one of his first parts was in Slapshot. He was one of the hockey players with Paul Newman. This actor, Steve Mandillo, was remembered by the director from playing a hockey player opposite Paul Newman. And I think that that's an example of someone who's been in the business, who's had big roles, small roles, and came to a movie like this because he wanted to be part of something. And I feel like if you see this movie, you're going to see opportunities for actors big and small, like Malcolm McDowell, who is just so wonderful and really embraced, wow, that we were doing this movie that was completely original, and he comes in to play the small part of a butler. Neither of these parts had to be played by well-known actors, but they were played by actors like that because the director, recognized, that they would be interesting and wonderful, and the actors themselves saw the opportunity to be part of a movie that was unique.